Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. In this video, I am going to be doing my review for the match that we just saw between the Brumbies and the Hurricanes. And as you can see, it is the win for the second Australian side over a Kiwi side. It was the Brumbies winning this match, getting the 2 tries. It was Ikitau and also the try at the start of the match for Ryan Lonergan. Then also the try for Dane Cole's the only try of the match for the Hurricanes. But I hope you are all doing well. We are going to have a little bit of just a casual chat about the game, as well as just some other stuff to do with just pretty much anything on this channel. To be fair, we've got Maxie in the chat has said, did you get the chips on, brother? I did indeed. So we have got a 35-minute timer before those chips are going to be coming out of the air fryer. But nonetheless, this match, I feel like it's an interesting one. The Brumbies, they'll be very happy that they got that win. The Hurricanes, they will be disappointed. But it's also one of those ones, I feel like both sides may be slightly disappointed with their performances. And it sounds harsh to say, but looking at some of the stats in terms of the numbers of penalties conceded and the likes of the handling errors as well, there were quite a few for both sides. And I think if the Brumbies, if they can sort those out for the last round, they are going to be dangerous up against, who are they playing in the final round? I believe they are playing the Highlanders. Yes, they are. So that should be a very exciting matchup when we do get to see it. But in this one, we did see a total of, it was a total of 25 penalties between the two sides, 13 against the Brumbies and 12 against the Hurricanes. The 1 yellow card, and that was Duplessis Karefi, who ended up going to the bin. I said his name very strange there, but yeah, Duplessis Karefi was the man who went to the bin for the Hurricanes. So at this stage in the match, only the 3 tries, which is a big difference compared to the match we saw beforehand between the Highlanders and the who do the Highlanders play? I feel like my brain is not working at the moment. They played the Waratahs, and it was 59-23. Had to save myself by looking at my screen there. But the meters carry very even in this one. Carries pretty close as well. Defenders beaten, 30 for the Hurricanes, 28 for the Brumbies. Clean breaks, 5 for the Brumbies and 2 for the Hurricanes. And also a lot of offloads. Tackles pretty even as well in this match. African Sevu has tuned in and he has said, hey, bro, welcome to the live stream, mate. Thank you very much for tuning in for this post-match review of the match that we witnessed between the Brumbies and the Hurricanes. Now, that's the thing. There were many moments in this game at the death that the Hurricanes were almost able to win it. In the end, there was a try disallowed, little knock on. It was called by Adi Savia, which did lead, unfortunately, for Lomax's try to get disallowed. And then also there was the one that went to the corner that they did try and get over the line. Or actually, it was the penalty that they ended up winning there for the Hurricanes. But Geordie Barrett, unfortunately, off the boot today, only got about 2 from 4 or 5, which is not his normal standard, so he will be disappointed with that as well, aka Just a Dog has sets up in the chat as well. Welcome to the live stream, mate. Thank you very much for tuning in. I can't actually read what it says, but I do recognize Sheldon Cooper in your thumbnail. Can you please put in the chat if you are still here what that actually says on the thing, because I feel like it might be a meme or something, and I quite enjoy me a Big Bang Theory meme. But nonetheless, we have got, is it the Hurricanes' first loss? It is indeed. I will show the table. This one isn't completely updated, but it is relatively close. So the Hurricanes, they were within 7, so they receive a bonus point. So they will be sitting on 16 now with a points differential of plus 73, I believe the case will be. And the Brumbies will move up, still in that situation of being in 7th because of the fact that the Reds will be just that little bit higher in terms of that points differential. But now 2 New Zealand sides have lost. The 3 at the top, the Highlanders, the Crusaders, and also the Blues. They all need to win next week. It will all come down to the final round, which I feel like is why this competition is going to be quite exciting. I know a lot of people were worried that it was going to be a case of the teams who were in first were just going to be the team with the most bonus point. And even if you won all your games, you were going to miss out on that final, was one of the comments that I did see. But at this stage, if the Highlanders lose up against the Brumbies, who have just played this game, and they did go decently overall, turnovers conceded, though, is a total of 18. And that's just a few too many, unfortunately, for them. But yeah, 2 tries early on in the match, one for Dane Coles and 1 for, it was Ryan Lonergan. And then from there, another try just in the second half. And that was the try of Ikitau. And that was a very nicely done one. And that was Nick White who managed to set that one up as he came back onto the field. And it's the Brumbies' first one. It is indeed hot chips and chicken nuggies and bud nuggies. Let's go as well. It says lovers in the air. And then Sheldon says wrong nitrogen oxide. Okay, I understand that one. I love a bit of Big Bang Theory, and Sheldon Cooper, very knowledgeable fellow, isn't he? Sheldon Cooper does enjoy talking quite a bit, similar to myself. Although I know that I have nowhere near as much brain power as he does. As Satyrs and Highlanders get 5 points. What happens, says Maxi? Right. Well, we are in that predicament. How many points are you giving the Blues? Out of curiosity, Maxi, do let me know. And then from there, we will work on it. But Tom Banks having 76 metres carried in this one, 4 defenders beaten, 2 clean breaks as well. So it was the situation of very strong indeed for Tom Banks. Had the most metres out of anyone. Also, Tom Wright, 40 metres carried for 3 carries that he did have. Julian Savia actually had the ball 6 times. 5 defenders beat him, but they just didn't quite find him enough times, unfortunately. And those who say Geordie Barrett can't kick mustn't have watched Super Rugby. Aotearoa scored 95 points behind only D-Mac and Richie Mo'unga and scored all 30 points against the Landers. Don't judge a player on the last game that you saw. Yeah, I feel like people on social media are very quick to just absolutely destroy someone. It's like Damian McKenzie last week. He ended up getting that yellow card, and everyone kind of went on social media and said he's a liability in defense. And it's like, have you watched him play for the past few years? He is very good with his tackling game. And it's one of those ones that from one performance, people do jump to the conclusions a lot. That's actually my poo particles I just farted as well, says Marco Vonapolabia. 11 points difference. Let's say Blues win as well, says Maxi. Right. We're going to do some quick maths. So the Blues win, and they'll be on 23 with an 11 points difference as well at this stage between the Crusaders and the Highlanders. So pretty much the Highlanders, depending on how they win, because they have actually got the first game. It's going to be the Friday night game for the Highlanders. They are going to be taking on the Brumbies. So let's say they beat the Brumbies. Although saying that, the Brumbies are a hard side to beat now. Satyrs win by 11 more than the Highlanders and both get 5. That is an easy way to explain it. Yeah, pretty much that is the case. And if they both get 5 points and the Blues only get 4, then points differential will come into it. But the Blues, I feel like in the match up against the Western Force, if they don't win, I think they'll still get a bonus point for being within 7. I feel like if they were to lose that game, it would be a very close one. So yeah, the Highlanders and the Crusaders at this stage, it's not possible for them to both make the final. I don't think it's going to be very tough with the points differential because you're looking at the Highlanders there. And for them to beat the Blues, they would need, if the Blues lose though, if the Blues lose to the Western Force, of course, then it'll well and truly open for both the Crusaders and the Highlanders. But at this stage, it's looking like Crusaders versus Rebels will be the easier game out of either the Highlanders and the Brumbies or Crusaders Rebels. So maybe it will all come down to points differential and the final moments of those games. Who will be playing next, says African Sevu. At this stage, next week, although we have still got a game this round, and that is going to be 5 p.m. New Zealand time tomorrow, Sunday, or I guess now today because it is midnight here in New Zealand. So that's going to be at 5 p.m. New Zealand time. It's going to be between the Chiefs and the Rebels. And that match is an interesting one. It's one of those ones that maybe if the Chiefs win this match comfortably, they will move up to 15 points. Then from there, if they win their next match and everyone else loses, the Chiefs are in the final. Although I think that is going to be very unlikely for that to happen, unfortunately, for them. We have got in the chat as well, D-Mac a liability as BS agreed. As a Canes fan, I only wish he was a liability as well. Says the Cabbage Patch, yeah. That's one thing I always find after a match, I don't go on social media because people just pretty much are not nice. I guess you could say, just in plain terms, they just pretty much jump to the conclusion and pretty much just try and destroy everyone's reputations pretty much. I guess you could say it's Damian McKenzie. I feel like he was probably feeling bad enough after that challenge, but then to have so many people on social media then just call him out and say, oh, you're never going to be an All Black again because you can't tackle and you can't do this and you can't do that. And it's like, yeah, but look at what he has done. He is a very talented player, Damian McKenzie. And I feel like people need to look at the positives rather than the negatives, We have got in there, hi from Simon. Welcome to the live stream, mate. We have got you Crusaders have an easier game next week. And yeah, it's going to be tough, but Brumbies coming off a win against the Highlanders. I will say, though, if the Brumbies want to win this next match, they need to make sure those penalty conceded numbers drop as well as the handling errors because they did put the ball down just a few too many times. Second half is a great example. They ended up dropping the ball. I think it was about 4 out of the 6 times that the ball went in the air, which was very unfortunate for them. Are you going to stream Lions versus Sharks? I am planning to. The match that is going to be kicking off in about 2 hours' time. Going to be a late night once again here in Kiwi land, that is for sure. We have got Leinster versus Crusaders, the Irish girl. I know reckons Leinster would destroy the Satyrs, as well as Marco Vunipola Bear. And that is one of those. You guys have got a big rivalry, haven't you? So if the Blues win, odds favour the Satyrs, as well, says Maxi. Yeah, I would say if the Blues get that win, although the Blues, it's actually going to be the last game of the weekend in terms of out of those matches that matter, then the last one is going to be Waratahs versus Crusaders, Waratahs versus Chiefs. But the big match, I feel, is going to be that match between the Blues and the Western Force. And that is going to be 7:05 on Saturday, which will be after the match between the Crusaders and the Rebels that kicks off just beforehand, and then also the Highlanders versus Brumbies, which is going to be the Friday night. So at that stage, if the Brumbies get the win over the Highlanders on Friday night, all of a sudden, it's all to play for as well. And we have also got there in the chat from African Sevo. He said, okay, bro, I'll see you later. I'll watch Lions versus Sharks. Okay, we will see you there, mate. And thank you very much for tuning into this one as well. Hatchaban Nori has put, what do you think of going back for the Savia knock on, the impact on the result as well, says Hatchaban. It's a hard one. I feel like from a certain angle, it looked like he didn't end up knocking it on. Like I thought originally he did still have it in his hands. Then they showed another angle, and it's one of those ones of you look at it as it's a hard one. Luckily, I'm not the TMO in that situation, but I feel like maybe at most he had like 1 or 2 fingers contact on that ball, which then I guess it was just them down to whether or not they thought he had it under control. But in terms of the impact on the result, I feel like it's one of those ones that the Hurricanes, they had plenty more times to be able to win that match. So to put it all down to just the one, the likes of Jordie Barrett missing that kick a little bit earlier on in the night. He did miss the final kick, Jordie Barrett, and maybe that was a little bit of the pressure side of it as well. But it's a hard one. I feel like you got to feel bad for the Hurricanes in that situation, but then also you're just very glad that you're not going to be the TMO in that decision because the crowd weren't happy. It is fair to say, bye, bro, as well, says African Sevu. And we will see a little bit later on. I love it as well, says Alina Karoy. And nonetheless, the Hurricanes losing this match. The 2 New Zealand sides now have ended up taking a loss to the Aussies. And I said when the first one came between the Reds and the Chiefs that many more might be able to follow. So maybe in this last round, we might get to see a couple more upsets. Hurricanes versus Reds will be an interesting match now because of the fact that I feel like the Hurricanes, they might be a little bit disheartened about that performance. Didn't really go their way at all, unfortunately. And we are just going to have to, we're going to have to wait and see how it is going to end up going in that regard. But I will quickly have a wee look because we did manage to hit that subscriber goal on that live stream. So I do thank you all very much for that. Hope you guys have been enjoying the content on the channel, and Cheer Bowl from Smithy's Toilet as well, and Cheer Geese, sorry, from Marco Vonapolbia and Raymond Ram is here as well. We have actually got all of the regulars in the chat, so I do appreciate you all being here in this post-match review while the chips are cooking. I feel like that's going to become a regular thing on the channel. I will be just chatting with you guys while the chips are in the oven. But we are just going to quickly have a look at some more stats on this match. Tom Banks having the most meters running for the Brumbies, and the most for the Hurricanes was Julian Savia. Then we look at tackles. Nick Frost made 12 for the Brumbies. That is the highest number. Valentini and also Seo and Hooper all made 11 as well. Very nicely done from them. Then you look at the numbers for the Hurricanes. James Blackwell made 17. Devon Flanders 14. And Dane Coles made 13 with 2 turnovers, 1. Also Flanders 2 turnovers, 1. And Savia 2 turnovers, 1. So a lot of turnovers in this game between these two sides. And penalty count was huge. 25 in total, which is a lot higher than they would have been wanting. We have this guy, I'll be talking in Samoan Kazis in honor for Language Week as well, says Smithy Toilet. Nonetheless, I feel like at this stage, we are, like I said, we've got the regulars. So I feel like it would be a good time just to have a kind of chilled out chat as well at the same time. So I will ask you guys the question. I'm looking at new ways of trying to always improve the channel, as you know. And I have a couple questions, and I hope you guys will be willing to answer them as well. I'm wondering if there's anything else that you think that I should be able to add to these live streams to try and make them a little bit better. If you've got any feedback, be sure to put it in the chat. Let's go. 2.45K subs. Last time I saw it, it was 2.44 as well, says Alina. Yeah, brother, Q&A as well, says Smithy Toilet. So, yeah, I feel like the numbers in the live stream, we may lose a couple of people viewing, but I feel like it's just a chilled out chat with the regulars just to try and work out the best way of, at the end of the day, you guys are just as involved in this channel as me in a way. Like, you guys are the important backbone, I guess you could say, to be able to help out. And, yeah, it is always very much appreciated. But the try scorers in this match, disappointing for the Canes, says Milo. Yeah, they wouldn't have wanted that result because of the fact they were so close to being able to make it into the unfortunately, they were playing for a spot in the final almost in that situation. If they won that one, they would be almost undeniable of making it to it. But unfortunately for them, has not gone the right way there. Canes were playing like they were 30 plus ahead in open space as well, says Lax. That's all. It was interesting. The tactics seemed slightly off for the Hurricanes, like compared to how they played in the first couple. Yeah, I feel like it was one of those situations. How they played in those first couple games was very different as well. Can I say that Inward and here said creamy pie, or cream pie, sorry, Lars. I would prefer if you didn't, I guess, just in the chat, because I feel like it might actually get taken down by YouTube straight away. Like even like my hands free, I feel like maybe they would end up, yeah, they may end up trying to take that down. We have got along the bottom, I reckon, time with try scorer as well. That would actually be a very good idea in terms of when the tries were scored. I am going to write that down as well. Try scorer time. I will put that there. Also, something I could do, I guess, when it comes to, I actually have an option of kind of putting up a banner, I guess I could say. So what I could do as well, I will do an example. Who scored in what minute of this game? I can't quite remember, but we will say something like Dane Coles. And we'll say he scored in the 25th minute. I have no idea if that is the case. Something I can do is actually do it like this. And what I could do, because I've got a spare space here, I could actually have it pop up such as that, so that it kind of pops up right in the middle, as well as while I am writing the one down the bottom, perhaps could be an option, possibly. I have a feeling that if the game didn't have an angry Canberra crowd breathing down the TMO's neck, they would have not felt so much pressure to call it a knock on as well. Yeah, it's going to be, yeah, it's an interesting one in that situation. The crowd were very angry, though, most of the time. We have also got in there, I'm going to speak Arabian for you, brothers, in honor of Sir Muhammad as well. Okay, then I'll leave it be as well. There's Cream Pie Lars, and we have got along the bottom as well, says Maxi earlier on. And also we have got Geordie should be rested next week. Then again, should be rested earlier. Looked fatigued and pedestrian out there. Yeah, he just didn't look himself, Geordie Barrett. He's known for trying to pierce that gap, kind of similar to a Damian McKenzie kind of style of he sees a gap and he tries to burst through, but he just didn't quite get that opportunity. And I guess you could say also the back line of the Hurricanes, like each of them, you look at the carries, everyone kind of had around that 5 to 10 carries, but no one was really able to see how the match kind of, you know, they were beating a lot of defenders, but they just didn't find them enough. Unfortunately, Smithy Toilet has got something, and also hi from Lex Axel, welcome to the live stream, just to see the momentum as well, said Maxi. Yeah, that could be a very good idea indeed. Is this is the one that pops up with Dane Cole's try scorer? He didn't actually score in the 25th minute, or he might have. What time did Dane Cole score? Must have been close to the 25th minute. Tell you what, if I am correct with the 25th minute, I would be very happy. Oh, it was the 17th. That is unfortunately. Let's go Brumbies, says Oscar. He's a happy man as well. Smithy Toilet, I have no idea what that says. Unfortunately, yeah. Do you like the bar there, Maxi, or is it too much in terms of it is very bright with the Hurricanes, of course. But yeah, do let me know, because I have got a few options. I can do anything up to 200 characters, which I feel like is a very useful thing as well. And we have also, oh no, Johnny Plays, I can't read that. We have also got lol, their team lose and they're angry and leave by the team lose, and I'm not angry and I'm not wearing, or I'm not leaving because they're more game for them. That's why as well, says Elena. Yeah, the last thing I like watching is when a team like kind of is supported and then all their team like kind of supporters end up turning their back on them because they end up losing a game. And it's like, that's kind of the time that your team have to get behind you the most, kind of pick you back up, show you that they have got your support, and or show them you have got your support, show them that you've got, show them that they've got your support. Tell you what, that was a shocker for trying to say that one. If Geordie is rested, it should be because he needs it, not due to form. He plays so many minutes for the Canes, he's earned a rest in my mind. Yeah, he's similar along those lines to the likes of Richie Mwanga and also now leave it scrolling as well, says Maxi as well. Do I have the scrolling as well as that pop-up or just scrolling? Do let me know, Maxi. And we have got Arabian Cuzzies going to unleash the inner bulldog in me as well, says Smithy Toilet. That is a phrase I haven't heard before, to be fair. But yeah, in this match as well, you got to say Ryan Lonergan had a pretty solid game at halfback. He was able to score the first try. Also, when Nick White came on the field straight away, he made the impact. And it was Alina Ikatau who was able to score that try in the 52nd minute. And that's the thing. The yellow card of Duplessis Karefi, it didn't really change anything in terms of momentum, which is interesting because we have seen in the past yellow cards have been able to have a big impact on games, but not this one. It just kind of continued rolling on And yeah, it was just unfortunate that there were a few misconversions. But Jordie Barrett, he was able to get one conversion and also a penalty goal. They went for the corner a couple of times. That's another big moment. People are talking about the Jordie Barrett misconversions, but when you think about it, the Hurricanes were only 5 metres out when they kicked for the corner. The rolling maul defence of the Brumbies was phenomenal, and it pushed them into touch. So I feel like it's one of those ones that they had moments in this game, the Hurricanes, that they could have won it. Yes, there was that little knock on, or slash, maybe not a knock on. It's hard to say, depending on what way you are going in that situation. But there were little moments that the Hurricanes could have taken the win, but they just weren't quite able to get those points on the board and get over the try line. And we have also got there from Maxi. I like Jordie at 15 because of his height and skills in the air, important in tests where they kick more. Yeah, he is very impressive under the high ball. And that is one thing that I know a lot of people weren't too keen on him being on the right wing, but it actually worked pretty well with the way that the All Blacks were playing with that high ball because of the fact that, it just ended up kind of working in their favour because he is a tall guy. Like, I guess looking at him, like he looks tall, but you probably don't understand how tall he is up until you actually see the height. So I'm going to look him up at this stage and see exactly how tall Jordie Barrett is. He's 196 centimetres, 6'5". So he's a unit of an individual, that is for sure. Those ones that maybe, I am not 6'5", unfortunately. Maybe use that for something else as well, says Maxi. I'm opinion, no need for the pop-up. Okay, I will take that into factor because it's quite a large pop-up, isn't it? Maybe that could be for halftime or something along those lines, or something else to do with the match as well. We have also got there in there, man, I want to watch the game for Canes and Brumbies and YouTube. I think we'll come on 20 minutes as well, says Alina. I think it shouldn't be too far off. We'll have a quick look for you guys as well to see whether or not we are in that predicament of the highlights going up. They haven't quite on the All Blacks page. I feel like they are, or you say, no, they haven't. That's Highlanders versus Waratahs. So we haven't quite seen it yet, unfortunately. And we have got give me more from Marco van der Poel. And also, at some point, Coles has to take a back seat. Rhino Amor is the future and he needs minutes and to avoid injury, as well, says Lax Axel. And that's the thing, Asafa Amor, he's been informed, but unfortunately that head knock last week meant that he did miss out in this one, and he could have been very useful for them in that rolling maul situation as well. That rolling maul in touch was beautiful rugby and game changer too, in my opinion. Yeah, it was brilliant defense from the Brumbies, and it's one of those ones. Little moments like that can just change a game, and I feel like that kind of, I don't want to say defeated the Hurricanes, but it would have put them kind of thinking in their back of the mind, how do we get over the line? Jordie Barrett wasn't able to convert something. Then we go for the corner. Then they push us into touch and get the ball back. What have we got to do? And it was one of those interesting ones. What do you think of the Brumbies? Solid defence from the boys as well, says Oscar. I think they had a pretty good game, the Brumbies, although, of course, handling errors, once again, for them. They wouldn't have been too happy with that side of it because of the fact that has been creeping into their game recently, such as the start of the second half. They ended up dropping a lot of the ball. And in the end, 30 missed tackles from them, but it didn't look like 30 in the match, to be fair. They made 126, which was very decent. Perhaps territory and possession stats, says Maxi as well. That is a good idea. Because in this match, the possession, they showed at one stage 5 minutes had passed and it was 90-something%. So I will put down as well possession and territory. Because I feel like, that's something that I probably don't mention enough as well. So, I just punched my keyboard. We have also got there Tamaiti Williams and De Groot, our future ABs, absolute units. And tell you what, 2 tries for even De Groot as well. Very impressive from that man. And Tamaiti Williams, he's going to be a hard man to stop. Why is it on against his Daniel Apicay? Is that for the live stream or is that for the match? Because at this stage it was, we do a kind of post-match review live stream, how it's kind of just chilled out, chatting about chips and whatnot, normally come into factor because the chips are cooking. I can almost smell them. And I am very happy about that indeed. And we have got, where's your balloon All Blacks man? He is in the back there. As you can see, Kieran, he is sleeping at the moment. He's been kind of at the back of the live streams over the last couple of weeks. Kind of just leans there and looks wide awake while also looking asleep at the same time. A little bit like me probably in a way. But we have also got, it's going to be a match in 2 hours time almost, or an hour 45, and that's going to be between the Lions and the Sharks. That should be a good match to watch as well, live stream, says Daniel. So pretty much it is, we do a post-match review. How it's kind of more chilled out than the live streams. We kind of just chat along with you guys in the chat as well. And we have also got Tamaiti Williams as a big boy. I think he's like 140 kg. Yeah, big man indeed. And that's another thing. I also transferring in, I've seen a lot of people mentioning that maybe I should look at doing a channel membership or merchandise or something along those lines. And I always find it hard to decide what would actually be something you guys would want to see. Because at the end of the day, the membership is actually, you've got to pay more money, or you've got to pay money each month to have access to those type of things. And it's one of those ones that I don't like asking you guys for money, but it's one of those ones as well that a lot of people have said that they would become channel members if they did get the chance. So also, while I have got you guys here, is there anything that you would want to see for channel membership, such as like member-only live streams or something along those lines, having access to videos early or something along those lines? Do let me know. We have got one eye's awake and the other guy is sleeping as well, says Alina. And yeah, he is a smart man if he is sleeping at this stage. I didn't go to bed until like 9 a.m. yesterday because of the late game. Jordan are quite lackluster this round. Unfortunately, D-Mac isn't playing the fullback race, getting saucy. Yeah, I feel like at this stage, if you're going off the last couple weeks, you'd almost say Will Jordan, just because of the fact he was able to pick up 2 in the last match up against the Waratahs, but then you've also got to look at the opponents kind of thing, because we know the Waratahs, they can leak a lot of points. And that was the case. Actually, it wasn't against the Waratahs. It was the Western Force, if I'm not wrong. We did get to see that. Yeah, 29 to the Crusaders, 21 to the Western Force. I believe he was able to get 2 tries in that match. Will Jordan, almost a hat trick. He got one in the 20th and one in the 47th minute, alongside Mate'ili, Sione Havili, and also Fetu Kamokomo Douglas. A very, very good, talented players at the Crusaders. And I know that Maxi will be hoping that he will be, he will be hoping that he can make it all the way to the final with his Crusader side. Kawasi has said your best bet is to wait till you may have more than 6,000 subscribers, then introduce membership. See, I feel like that was kind of my mindset as well. I thought it was just a little bit too soon, perhaps. Did you buy a new pen? Oh, you still have the power pen. I have got a BNZ pen. Sponsor us, BNZ. I have a bank, or I don't have a bank. I don't own a bank, but I do use your bank. So, BNZ, good pens, great pens, in fact. We have got, have you got a logo, bro? As well, says Maxi. I guess the logo for the channel is kind of, it's always been, we actually changed it kind of recently, actually. Now I think about it, where is it? There it is. It's kind of that up in the corner. It's very small at the moment, but it's that kind of TKL for the Kiwi lads. We used to have this one, which I was quite a big fan of, but the name changed from the Musketeers, so it did become TKL. And we kind of got a couple different channels with that same kind of logo with different colors, which I think, people want it on T-shirts, but I feel like maybe we are still just that little bit too early to be able to be looking at any type of membership or merch. But yeah, maybe I could make an individual shirt for myself that says the Kiwi lads and see how it looks. Because, of course, that's the other thing. With merchandise, you want to make sure it's high quality. Because if it's just putting your name on a logo or your logo on a shirt and the shirts aren't great, then it's just not really ideal, to be fair. But yeah, in this match, 3 tries, which also probably wasn't too ideal. I think people were expecting a lot more tries in this match because of the result that we saw in the past match between the Highlanders and the Waratahs, with a total of 12 tries, or 11 tries, I think they were in the end of that one. 59 points to 23, to go from that to 12 to 10. And this was the lowest scoring match so far in Super Rugby Trans-Tasman, and it was a very close one right to the end of the game. And in the end, they were just able to sneak the win there, the Brumbies, and they'll be very happy with that, giving them a lot of confidence. That's the thing. The more Australian sides that can pick up wins over these New Zealand teams heading into the next round, and also after the final round, give them a little bit more confidence going into the Bledisloe Cup, which is only a little bit away. There is a website that you can do logos for a good price. As well, said Maxi, how did you put the number on? As well, said Daniel Applegate, how did you put the number on? How did I put I'm not too sure what you mean in terms of how did I put the number on. Is it as in the Kiwi Lads logo, or are we talking about the game in terms of having this? This is kind of like a little screen that I do share so you guys can see the score, if that is what we are talking about. They can do logos for the good price as well. Yeah, that's the thing. I feel like before heading into the channel membership, we'll really have to make sure that this is the number, or not the number, this is the logo that we want to go with heading forward, or whether it's kind of like a retro one, because I know that some people, they kind of end up having, and we have also got, wait a minute, I will keep on reading the chat in a very short moment. Lex Axel 1 is an interesting one. A strip rugby challenge. Concede a try on hardest difficulty lose a piece of clothing, that'll grow the channel as well, says Laxax. So see, that's the thing. We're slowly moving away from Rugby Challenge. And I feel like that's one of those ones that maybe it would go on the Kiwi Lads channel. When are you going? Says Daniel. Probably in about 2 or 3 minutes time, because the chips will be ready, and we all know we love hot chips on this channel. But yeah, that's one of those ones. I don't know where to put the Rugby Challenge now. We've still got that financial takeover series that has been sticking its head in every once in a while. But yeah, it's a hard one. That is for sure. Yeah, even the group and Mighty Williams, future ABs as well, says Marco Vunipola Bear. And also, why is there no Kane supporters here? They're probably all headed to social media to badmouth the coach. No, I'm not sure. It might just be because it's quite late here in New Zealand. And we always go, what do you think of Michael Cheika now as a commentator? I think it's decent. He's got a lot of knowledge. And I feel like that's one of those ones that having guys who have got plenty of knowledge is always a good thing. As we know from the chat, like you guys know a lot of facts about rugby that I have no idea about, which is why it is so awesome that we are able to have you guys throughout these live streams in the chat telling me all of the facts that I need. Actually, it's Ethan the Brute as well, says Marco Vunipola Bear. And I haven't actually looked at the lineups yet for the Lions versus Sharks match. So I might have to do that soon to work out whether or not I will be able to pronounce the names, because some of those South African ones can I do it live as well, says Daniel. Is that as in I'm still confused a little bit, as in changing the scoreboard live, or a cool thing could be get 3 logos and get supports to vote as well, said Maxi. So that is a good idea to see what you guys want as well, because we actually on the Facebook page we still don't have the new logo updated either, and 3 logo options. Says Maxi, hey lads, you should put Balloon Boy logo. It will be awesome and people will love it as well, says Helena. I mean, Kieran would love that, of course. Although I assume, would I have to get permission to use the logos in terms of the sponsorship? Or do you think it would be all right? I'd have to probably do a little bit more investigation there and work out whether or not I am allowed to, because it would be kind of cool to have Kieran on a shirt as well. Like, it would probably look quite funny. But yeah, I'd probably have to get permission from the All Blacks and whatnot. Maybe if you remove the All Blacks logo, it would be all right. I've realized every time I turn my hair, you can see my terrible hair at the moment. I want to be live like you as well, says Daniel. I guess the best bet in terms of if you are looking to start doing YouTube is just to keep on uploading things that you enjoy doing, because I have learned that from these live streams, like these are just a breeze because of the mean on the merch actually, says Alina. Yeah, that would be kind of funny to have Kieran on the channel. Or not on the channel, but on the shirt. It would be quite a funny one. But yeah, pretty much as long as you're uploading videos that you enjoy doing, like it makes it a lot easier. Because if you don't enjoy making the content that you're doing, you'll find it becomes more of a chore than like enjoyable hobby. Like whereas on this channel, we absolutely love it. And that is why I have enjoyed all of the matches of Super Rugby Trans-Tasman, and we have got plenty more to come. But I think this is going to be the end of this post-match review. The chips will be ready, I believe, if I'm not wrong. So yeah, we will have to go and check them out. But if you did enjoy this live stream, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. We will be back tomorrow and also in an hour and a half's time with the next match that is going to be taking place between the Lions and the Sharks. But we will see you all in the next one. Thank you all very much for watching. And yeah, look forward to seeing you in the future as well.